Hi, and welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 22 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, and my mailing list. So having just a bit of technical trouble. Sorry, I lost my attention, but we are good. All right. And so this evening, I have a really easy card for you, a clean and simple card, and but a way to dress it up that's really, really cool. And I'm excited to share that with you. I'm going to be using the new Grateful Blessing stamp set from the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. Well, hello, Miss Leslie and Miss Adelaide. And so I'm getting my head back on my shoulders after that little bit. It's like, wait a minute. And so we are in good shape. So this Grateful Blessing's so pretty. And like I said, my card's really, really simple. So that gives me an opportunity because we're always new people are new to, card making. And so because this card's so simple, let's take a time to even cut the card base. Miss Kathy, oh, hi. All right. And Miss Tammy. All right, so let's have a closer look. Here we go at the Grateful Blessing stamp set. Isn't this pretty? So we've got our bluebells and a nondescript. And we've got, I'm grateful for you. Thank you for your prayers. And I thought, wow, that's really a nice one. I don't ever remember that. Oh, Miss Leslie, Miss Roxanne. I don't remember that because, a lot of times, after an illness or whatever happens, someone will send a card to church and they'll write, thank you for your prayers. But how cool to be able to have a stamp that says that. You're such a blessing and you are loved. This is just, the greetings are beautiful, but I really like the bluebells too. And so we will be using it. So let's go ahead and let's do our card base. I don't often take time to do that, but like I said, we have people who are new to stamping finding us all the time. So let me turn it this way. So this is the paper trimmer, and you can do up to 12 by 12 cardstock with it. This arm comes out if you need it. I almost never do, so it's a little stiff. All right, there we go, I think. There we go. I almost never do it, so it hasn't been worked very much. And there's even markings in the hinge. I mean, they are just, so look, this goes out to 17 inches. So you can cut some really big cardstock here, but this will be fine just the way it is. And I have two blades. The light gray is a scoring blade. The dark gray is a cutting blade. We will be using both. And so what I have here is some Lemon Lolly cardstock. And this is 8.5 by 11. And when I cut this in half, it'll make two card bases. So I'm going to pick up this guide, take my cardstock on the 11-inch side, and I'm going to go to the 5. Here's 5, here's 6. That longest line in between is the halfway mark. So let's put it on there, and we'll put it on that line, not next to it. And we'll butt it up against the top. That's going to square it off. And we can follow the line the whole way down, even in the arm. So we'll follow the line the whole way down. I don't typically look at that as much because if I butt it up against here, I'm in good shape. So we'll cut that in half. And now I have two bases for cards. I only need one. And then we want to fold this in half. If we just go and fold it without putting a crease in it, it is all crinkly, not good looking. So we're going to add a crease. We'll pick this up. So this is 8.5 inches long. So I want this in half. So that'll be 4 1/4. So we know halfway between the two whole numbers is the halfway mark. That longest line. The second longest line is the 1/4 and the 3/4. So I place that on here, and then my scoring blade. I don't have a lot of pressure, so I do it a couple times. One of my sweet stampers, she has a lot of pressure, and she was actually tearing the cardstock. Like, okay, so we started there. It's like, oh, I apply a lot. So the paper trimmer, wonderful, wonderful tool. And everything I'm using, unless I tell you otherwise, is available to order in my online store, www.shopwithshelley.com. So we're going to take that crease, fold. There we go. I always do it the opposite way. And then a bone folder to get a good crisp fold. So there we go. This This is so we don't leave the new people behind. Whoops. Usually I line up the two edges. Let's do that again. There we go. And so that will lay nice and flat if someone wanted to stamp on that. Oh, Miss Roxanne says lemon lollies, what her favorite. It is so, so pretty. Yes. Okay, so we're ready to stamp. And before I forget, please give my video a thumbs up and a share. That just really helps me, and I appreciate that so, so much. And so because they're blue, I'm going to use blue. You know, and I was looking online at pictures and I found some that were purple as well, but the blue, I'm sticking with that. So I've got Balmy Blue Classic Stampin' Pad. I'm going to pick this up, slide that in, and typically I would start with the darkest, but I'm going to use the same color. All right, so get this good and inked up. Go over here. And I'm keeping this light on purpose, and you'll see in just a second why. There we go. Let's see. Oh, isn't that pretty? I thought about stamping it in black and coloring it in, but you know what? We've got the second stamp. This is called two-step stamping. It takes at least 2 steps to finish an image. And this second step is the color that'll go in and fill in all the blossoms. Other type of two-step stamping may be if the stem had been separate from the flowers. Anyway, so we're ink this up, and so let's see. I did a good job, but you know, that wasn't live. But I can see through it. And, oh, this is looking good. Let's see what we have. Oh, isn't that pretty? This is so cool. And look how, all right, so beautiful, right? Clean and simple. We are done with this. I'm going to push here, pull in that lip, and click, and it's closed. And then next I have the Night of Navy Classic Stampin' Pad. Pick that up, slide that in, and I'm going to use You're Such a Blessing. Getting this really good and inked up because, and this is why I kept it light, I'm going to stamp right over top. Let's hold it down a little bit extra long because I have the image behind there and I want this to be nice and bold. So I can have, oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Let me bring it up for you. So we've got our beautiful flowers and then that, you know, our blues just really standing out. So pretty. All right, so let's a little push, pull on that, click, and fantastic. Okay, so that's the stamping. But now I wanted to dress it up a little bit, and I had a friend told me about these. These are Penny Black Background Basics multi-pack stencils, and look at all of these different things you can do. You can have, you know, the rectangles, the circle, different borders for all kinds of good stuff. All right. And then what's cool is they gave you the parts that punched out too. So you could use these as well. Why not use, oh, my Misty? Because, honey, I lined it up so well, I didn't need it. It was easy. You know, the first time I used it, it went just lined right up. So I didn't need to take the time to set that up. That's why I didn't use the Stamparatus, but you certainly can. Okay, and so these Penny Black, I picked these up on Amazon. And if you're watching on YouTube, I've got a link to them under the video. They came in this, and I didn't want to try to keep fitting them back in there. So I put them in one of these. And these are the storage pockets from Stampin' Storage that you see me use with the magnet cards. I'm not doing any die cutting tonight, but I thought, oh, this fits perfectly in here. So there's a link to those under the video too. Stampin' Storage is a separate company from Stampin' Up, but they have products to beautifully, I mean, seriously, organize your craft room, your cardstock and your pads and everything. Just wow, ribbon, accessories, everything, as well as for our supplies. Okay, so that worked out so well. So what we're going to do is use this and to add, it's like adding a layer without adding a layer. Now, I have here my waffle flower mat. If you've been following me, I've used this with the different decorative masks, like the one for the layers of beauty. Very fond of that one. Oh, Miss Gail, all right, and Miss Kathy. And I have a little mark here because I didn't, to put it right in the corner wasn't quite where I needed it. So it was just need to be over a little bit. And I put this on and look, we've got this all around it. And so now this is where the lemon lolly comes in. I thought, oh, let's make it look like it's out in the sun. So I've got the lemon lolly classic Stampin' Pad, pick that up, and a small blending brush. We're going to load it up with some color. Now, you could use cardstock if you had a circle punch or whatever, but what's nice about this, it's not going to get wet. It's going to get wet, but, unlike a paper, it's not going to get saturated. It's not too flimsy that I get up underneath. And I'm going to just add some color around this outside edge. So the first time I did it, I got a little heavy-handed. And what that taught me is you can go back and add more, but you can't take it away. So we'll start just hitting around here. And we'll see. All right. So I would like that to be fuller, but at least I know what I'm doing now. And, this waffle flower mat is holding my cardstock in place. My stencil, I have butted up into the corner. So I've got it darker. I wanted it darker around the outside, but wasn't that cool? And now let's feather in some more color. I don't want it as dark, but it looks like it's surrounded by, it's in the sun. So I don't think I grabbed any more. And like I said, we can easily put it right back. And there, it's fading in, and oh, so pretty. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Just love it. Just think of all the different things you can do. I mean, this card is really simple. You know what? I'm going to add just a little bit more. I was looking at my sample. I did a little bit more, and that's the beauty of it. I've got that little marking. I just used a pen and came right off. Okay, I did just add a little bit more, so this lemon lolly is so soft, so pretty. So it looks like it's in a spotlight of color, and it just helps it stand out so doggone well. And there we go. Beautiful, huh? Oh, Miss Gail, thank you. You shared my video. Like I said, super simple card, but a lot of times that's exactly what I need. And let's take this, and we'll use my favorite adhesive ever, the Stampin' Dimensionals, because they just add so doggone much. So while I'm putting some of these on here, tomorrow, Wednesday, June 5th, starts the die bundles sale. So when you buy bundles, they're 10% off, both the stamp set and the dies, and as the layers of beauty, including the masks. And June 5th through June 30th, 2024, you're going to get an extra 10% off. So that starts tomorrow in my online store, www.shopwithshelly.com. So this is a good size piece, so I add them along the side as well. And tomorrow, after the video is done uploading into HD, I'll have a link to my blog post with this card that has all the measurements and a PDF you can download, print, and save. And right now, under the video, you have all the ingredients, as well as the links to, those masks I just used, or well, they call them stencils, the stencils and the storage pockets. And so we picked that up, and I thought, okay, I'm liking that, but still it needs a little something. And like, oh, how perfect, the brushed brass butterflies. And so I've got my take your pick tool, and I always like to press down so the adhesive is sticking to the embellishment and not to the acetate sheet. And here we go with one. and then a small one going a different direction. There we go. Hey, you know what? I also meant to mention before with Stampin' Storage, because several of you are going over and picking up some things, organizing your craft room and your supplies. Make sure you sign up for their rewards program. That is fantastic. And so you get points for every dollar you spend. And I needed more of these storage pockets, and I was able to take $10 right off my order. I'm like, okay, that's fun. And so there we go. A clean and simple card that is sweet. It is so sweet and simple, but wow. I'm hoping you're just thinking this is really cool, that the color around it just make it stand out. I love it. So let me make sure I covered everything, the rewards, the bundle sale. So yeah, and sign up for the rewards program. Well, thank you, Miss Margaret. I sure appreciate that. And so this is just a really beautiful stamp set. So I kept everything, the images within it. And of course, you'd be able to use these with others too. And they're such nice size greetings. And I think a little bit bigger maybe than, yep, they're shown at 90%. So they're bigger than what you're seeing here. So I thought this was going to be smaller. And so very, very pretty from the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog, the Grateful Blessing stamp set. Okay, so super simple. This is a short one, but I sure appreciate all of you that have given my video a thumbs up and shared it. Oh, and even some love. You all are awesome. Oh, Miss Becky, hi. All right, this is so much fun. So there we go. Sometimes it is wonderful, or a lot of times it's wonderful to have something easy to be able to make some cards. And so, like I said, if you need it, you can do that same thing with the thank you for your prayers, which fit right over top of there too. That would work out so well. Miss Gail, you're welcome. So glad you like the card and the stamp set. All right. I'm going to see if there are any questions. I'll remind you again of the bundle sale. Die bundles. It doesn't include punches, but the die bundles, and it includes the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, both in white and the boho blue. Oh, thank you, Miss Kathy. Are all in that sale, 10% off, the bundles, and it includes those online exclusives. Well, hello, Miss Carol. Online exclusives and from the 24-25 Stampin' Up! Catalog. So if it's a bundle, and it'll be automatically discounted for you, nothing special to do there. And so I'm going to encourage you to order early, because something could become temporarily unavailable, and they'll be back, but it might be after the sale. So get in there and get your orders placed is my recommendation. So this is the time where I say, I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Thanks for watching. Good evening and God bless.